Exploring depths of Mount Fuji, stealing artifacts, items, fighting dragons, this game has all of that. What's up everybody, welcome to the life of a board gamer. My name is Daniel and today we are taking a closer look at a game called FUJI KORO. Now this is a pretty big box. This is the regular version. There is a deluxe version with miniatures and everything. So this is the regular version of the game. So yeah, let's get down to the table. Let me show you how the game looks. There's really a lot going on in here and then we'll talk some more about it. Okay, so let's dive in this really big box and let me show you what you get in here. So first of all, you have the rule book, and the rule book explains it fairly well, but we are going to talk about the rule book later. But basically, yeah, this is where you teach how to play the game. Learn, not teach, where you learn how to play the game. Then we have this scoreboard. This is basically when you're fighting dragon, you will track his health here. Once somebody reaches 30 points, there will be end game track starting, and whoever manages to collect more points by the end of the game is the winner, and explains you how many dice the dragon is attacking you with. And then you get these guys over here, and you will be putting them like so, and just creating a board like Mount Fuji, which will be like super. This game is a really a table hog, so be aware of that. Then we have the cheat sheet. Not the cheat sheet, but this just explains you all the sacred scrolls that you can collect throughout the game, what they do, and there are some disparities. Some of them say different than they look. I'm really not sure what's about that, but I didn't have time to go and check the FAQ, but friend has, and he said that people are talking two different things. So, and of course, if you are playing with adventure tokens, these are explained here. You can really ignore, and you just get them in few different languages, which is really nice of them. With one more language, as you can see, you get a bunch of rule books in different languages, 4 different languages. Super awesome. And then we have the player boards, and this game goes up to 6 players, so each player will get their own individual player board, and you can play either this side, which is the same for everybody, or you can play this one, which is a slightly different. This guy has like a bigger helmet than others, for example. As you can see, others have like small helmets, but this one over here has a little bit of different weapon they can build, but they can build super big weapons. And yeah, basically they all have some different types of weapons and helmets and storage areas and whatnot. And you will be using this player board a lot because you will be activating these actions. You can upgrade those also, so you will be activating these throughout the game. And I have some loose baggies, so you will be activating these. You will keep your activation tokens here. Once you reset, you will get your tokens back again, and then you can craft items, all kinds of different stuff. So yeah, you get all these boards, which is really cool. You get this like pagoda, or yeah, I think that's the correct pronunciation. So these will stay on these are part of the board, and you can get some magical items if you manage to reach those, which is not really hard. And you get a bunch of these tiles. So these tiles are the main thing of the game. They are from level 1 to level 3. So when you start exploring, the more you explore, the more better things you will reveal on these. And as you can see, there is also some lava because you are in a Mount Fuji, and you're trying to avoid those, not to walk over those, and you are trying to collect these things that show up as the resources, different tokens. Dragons will show up over here. So yeah, you will go through these while you are playing the game. There's lots of dice in this game, and these are really nice dice. These are like screen printed or something. They look fairly nice. I think they're wooden dice. They are not plastic, but they are not like super light. Usually those dice, those wooden dice, tend to be like super light, but these one are fairly okay. They roll really well, and you get a bunch of those, and you get one that is plastic. That's this green one, which represents if you have a magical item, you can roll this one, which has a lot of damage on it. And then each of the players will get one of their standees in their color, and you will get a bunch of little tokens. So you will use these to collect magical scrolls. So each player will get one of these standees to represent them. As I already mentioned, this is a regular version. The miniature version has miniatures and everything, the deluxe version. So each player will get their own set of those. You will have these tokens that will show up on those boards. You will put them here so you can collect the items and then refresh them, because not items, the resources, because once you collect the resources, they are not available until Mount Fuji is more explored. And you will have these cubes. These are the dragon cubes, like the magical cubes when you have a magical item. And there's also monks over here, and there's also to track the health if needed. Some different tokens, those encounter tokens, adventure tokens, if you want to play the game. You get a bunch of cubes. These cubes are used to craft your weapons. You will put these on your board. Let me just quickly find it. You will put them over here to craft your weapon or your helmet or your shoes. And depending which type of cubes you put, they protect you more or less. This is like a wood, which is just a normal wood. It's really not that protective, but if you kill a dragon, you get these white eyes, which are dragon tooth, and they can really protect you from fires and other dragons and other players attacking you if you go and play in attack mode, in a versus mode. So yeah, you get bunch of all kinds of random tokens. You get lava tokens because at one point in the game the lava will start to flow on the board and you need to escape, and if you manage to escape you will get some points. And then we have a bunch of cards. These are all magical items that you need to acquire, and you acquire it by getting this card and then putting these cubes in this order, like gray, white, white, and then you can use this magical item to protect you from all kinds of different things. So there's weapons, also there are these abilities. When you manage to do one of these abilities, you will get these items when you manage to make them on your board. So yeah, and there's also these are like some quests that you will get throughout the game. These will help you defeat the dragons, make you walk over the lava with ease, with no problem. So also you get these are just action tokens, so you can represent your actions being spent, and some other tokens for different scenarios, because this game comes with the scenarios too. And then you have some, which is, oh, this is really cool thing. I totally forgot about this. So they pack few cubes because they know you will lose some cubes. So they packed some extra. They write spare parts on it so you know what it is, and that's really awesome because cubes can get lost, especially when you have like a lot of cubes. So cubes can get lost, and yeah. So basically, you will be fighting against these dragons in these are just the standee dragons. So you will be fighting these dragons in the Mount Fuji. When you encounter them, they will give you some dragon tooth, and as you can see, these things are just falling out by themselves. So there is 4 types of dragons. There's the blue dragon, which is super easy to attack and to kill. There's the green one, which is kind of moderate. Then there's the red one, which is a bit tough to kill, and then there is one and only single white dragon, and if you kill this guy, well, you are in for some treat and lots of experience and whatnot. And yeah, that's everything that comes in FUJI KORO. Okay, so that was FUJI KORO, and yeah, where to begin? Now, this might sound like a negative review, but you know that I don't do negative reviews. But with this game, I encountered more than few things that I kind of didn't like. It was not something that I was enjoying. So yeah, first of all, the rule book feels very weird. While you are reading it, it's almost like they wrote a rule book so they eliminate all the possible questions you would have, but they still use way too many words to say that. Like, I'm constantly reading and I have a feeling that I've already read through that rule and now I'm still reading again about it, just in a kind of different perspective, sort of. It's hard for me to explain, but this rule book, I really had a hard time to understand this game. The game by itself, once you start playing it, is super simple game. It's so easy to understand. You have few actions that you can do on your turn. You do two actions mandatory. You do this, you do that, and you are done. So but the rule book makes it look so complicated, so over the top hard, and I'm really not sure why is that so. So yeah, that's the first thing I had a problem with. Next thing, I'm first going to go over a few of these negative things, then I'm going to talk about some good stuff. So next thing, those dragon tiles, they look cute, they look awesome. Miniatures look even better, but those tiles, they look awesome. But at the same time, because we played it like in 5 player game, there is going to be lots of exploring, and you will find a lots of dragons uh, even before you manage to kill some of them. So at one point, you will have like bunch of these tiles all around the board, completely obscuring the view for and you have to clearly see how the map looks, because there are some things on the map that are sometimes really valuable to you. You really want to get some monks or some or different types of materials or whatnot, and you don't see it because the dragon is standing there and you are in your belief that there is nothing behind him. So yeah, that's one very very important thing that I really didn't like. Those dragons could have been easily just like maybe tokens on the board. I mean, standees look cool, and the thing is, as you already saw, lots of these standees just had those things are just falling out. You have to glue them together. I didn't want to, I don't know why, but you definitely need to glue them together or something, because they're constantly falling out. And even when you put them in and they don't fall out, when you put the dragon on the board, he's like wobbly, he tends to knock over easily. So yeah, and while we are playing on the while we are talking about the board and everything, I like these interlocking tiles because they leave very little room for mistake. But these tiles interlock in a super weird way, and when you start the game, you are slowly progressing toward the edges of the map that already have that set path where they need to interlock. And once you get there, you need to rotate everything to see how it fits there. It is just something really really fiddly, those tiles and everything. I know that there is a player board in the deluxe version that makes things easier, but this should not be an issue. No matter if it is a deluxe or the base game, you should have this thing ready and clear and with no problems. So I don't know. Those are some stuff that I really really didn't enjoy. We played mostly we played other thing. Also, there is competitive and cooperative mode. We played competitive mode, and in that mode it turned out very hard. If you attack the dragon and you die, it's really hard to get back in there to rearrange your new items and everything. I mean, that might be a fluke, not really sure about that, but overall I didn't feel good playing this game, but at the same time, I didn't feel bad. I was not bored, but I was kind of disappointed. I guess I expected more from this game, because when I saw it, when I saw how everything looks and sort of gameplay, how it looks, I was really interested in this one. And once I played it, it really felt like in some weird area where I could not say I hate this game, but I could not say I recommend this game, and that is really weird. About good stuff. Now there is a lot of good stuff in this game. Game Brewer does great artwork in games. Artwork is really really nice. The components themselves, the cardboard is fine. It's not like super thin. It's not super thick. It's just it's in that right it's in that right thickness aspect, so to say. I'm rambling too much about this, but yeah, I like it. Even though those components do fall out and something, but presentation of the game itself, how everything looks, all the colors, all those pagodas that you have on the board, those 3 pagodas to collect some magical items in there, these look really nice. The gameplay itself, the board, that you have your own board, you have 2 sides. one where everybody's playing the same, and the other one is asymmetrical side where you have different ability than others. That's something I really like in the games, and that's really great stuff. The way you craft your items is super interesting. So you are collecting, as you saw, you get like a bunch of different cubes, and you are using these cubes to create some sort of weapons. But if you recreate them and they look same as on those cards, you will get those cards. They will boost your abilities, so you can collect and move stuff like that, and that just works wonderful. And that is why I'm not here, not there with this game. I don't know. I all that being said, I think it's a good game, but some fiddliness really ruins the the fun of playing the game. I think if you can look past some of those things that I mentioned, I think that this game has some nice things to offer. And yeah, that's all I can say. I really like it, but it at the moment is too fiddly, and something I don't know. This is really weird because I don't do negative reviews because I don't have time for negative reviews, and this is not by far negative review. I had some issues with the game, but I still think if you can look past them, or maybe get a deluxe version of the game, because then you will get miniatures. Some of those frustrations of falling out, obscuring the board will probably be mitigated. If you can look past all that, I think there is beneath there is a really great game. And yeah, that's all I can say about this game. So yes, please join me next time when I will be juggling with out of print board games and trying to catch them before they hit the ground and inevitably get damaged for good. Until then, pozdrav. Exploring depths of Mount Fuji, Mount Fuji, Mount Fuji.